What's going on, world-class athlete? Do you play great in practice, but then in matches, your performance drops? What's the key for you to being able to play your best tennis in those pressure situations? I always used to be someone who was really fearful, tight, and anxious in my matches. I would go out there really hyped up to win, but I would miss-hit my shots, I would get mad at myself, and I just wouldn't play my best tennis. It kind of looked something like this. But then, everything transformed for me when I traveled across the country and learned from legendary master coach Rick Macci, who taught 5 world number players. There I learned the secrets of really how to play my best tennis under pressure, and I want you to make that transformation too. So in today's video, you're gonna learn an aggressive contact move in tennis known as the hip spin. By mastering the footwork and body of this shot, the stroke mechanics, and then being provided with immediate drills that you can implement the next time you step on the court, you're gonna make that transformation. You're gonna go from feeling tight in matches to feeling confident, to feeling free, and to play your best tennis. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, making that transformation from tight to confident is gonna completely transform your experience on the court and make it so much more fun. So if you're as thrilled as me for you to make that transformation, let's jump right into the footwork and body of the hip spin. Let's go. Wouldn't it be great if in those moments of pressure and anxiety, you were able to pull out your best tennis? I believe you can by mastering the footwork and body of the contact move known as the hip spin. The hip spin basically looks something just like that. And the way to hit this shot, and the reason why it's so important for you, can be summed up from a quote and lesson that I learned from legendary master Rick Macci. Rick Macci said that when you're looking to correct problems, blame your feet, blame your head, and I guarantee you'll knock your opponent dead. And it's so true because what most players do in those tight situations is they tighten up. They use their arm and they don't tap into the big muscles of the body. So by executing the hip spin under pressure, it's gonna force you to use your legs. It's gonna force you to use your core. And as a result, get that free, effortless experience in those tough situations. So the exact step-by-step process for you to execute this shot is you wanna land a wide, aggressive split step. From there, load up into the ball in a coiled, semi-open stance with a nice off-arm stretch and your torso rotated more than your hips. From there, you're gonna explode from the ground, rotating your hips in midair and landing in that full open stance, just like that. By executing this shot under pressure, it's gonna force you to use the legs. It's gonna force you to use the rotation. And as a result, you're gonna hit out on the ball, and you're gonna generate that massive topspin and power from the bigger muscles of the body. Okay, so now that you've mastered and you understand exactly how to use your body during this shot, let's cover the optimal stroke mechanics as well as the most common mistakes that players make during this shot and how you can avoid making mistakes in those pressure situations. Wouldn't it be great if you could hit the ball as hard as you wanted while still maintaining full control and consistency, just like that? Well, that's possible for you by mastering these stroke mechanics. A super common mistake that a lot of players make on the forehand is they'll take their racket back too far and then initiate their kinetic chain from the arm, swing on a downward path. This doesn't allow you to tap into the topspin and consistency, but rather creates a lot of tension and a weaker shot just like that. Conversely, what you want to do, let's go ahead and pull up Federer from the back angle and Federer from the side angle. Notice how as Federer executes his backswing, he'll set the racket with the racket tip above the hand at about 530. From there, a super key checkpoint that you want to look out for on your forehand is when you accelerate, initiate from the legs, from the core, pulling the butt of the racket up and forward towards the ball, just like that. A key checkpoint is that you want to have the butt of the racket pointed on an almost straight path towards the ball, just like that. By achieving this checkpoint, it allows you to accelerate while simultaneously internally rotating the shoulder to generate that power and consistency. Applying all this together into the hip spin move, you're gonna wanna land your split, load into that wide semi-open stance with the racket at 530 on the hitting side. From there, drive the legs, rotate the hips, jump, and pull that arm forward and up. Instead of swinging down, pull it up and forward, internally rotating the shoulder to tap into that massive topspin and consistency. So with the stroke mechanics mastered, let's close with immediate drills that you can implement the next time you step on the court, start executing and playing your highest levels of tennis in those tough match play situations. All right, world-class athletes, so in this last section, I'm gonna provide you with 2 drills you can use the next time you step on the court. In drill number 1, what you're gonna wanna do is put your racket in front of your body with a short backswing and the racket pointed down just like that. As you swing and go forward, you wanna emphasize using your pec and your shoulder muscle going up and forward into the ball just like that. In drill number 2, with that intuition built over how to use those muscles swinging on a vertical path, you're gonna incorporate and use that entire hip spin contact move just like that. Feeling great, getting really comfortable with the technique, and starting to play your best tennis. All right, athletes, now remember, when you go out on the court and apply this, it might not work out for you right off the bat. You might struggle, you might fail, but just remain persistent with enough time and effort. And now that you understand really how to use optimal technique, you're gonna be one step closer to really performing in those tough match play situations. I was able to make the transformation, and I was going from feeling tight, almost wanting to give up tennis, to now really loving my experience on the court because I maintained that persistence, because I maintained that belief and enthusiasm that I could actually do it for myself. So I hope you absolutely love this video. I had a great time shooting it for you. I hope you were inspired. I hope you got loads of value. Make sure, as always, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you on next week's video. Let's go!